How's it going, fight fans? Alright, so found myself a little place of solitude here in the lounge at the Parktown Hotel, just to go over a little bit of the fight details here from the coach's perspective for everybody. What we're looking at here for an opponent in Gary Kopus, he was previously an amateur boxer, and from there he moved on to participate in some of the tough man competitions. In that tough man competition, he did pull off of a championship event in one of those. From there, he continued to move on into the mixed martial arts world, and so far he is 2-0. And with his records, he has received, both his fights have been won in under 2 minutes. One was a TKO referee stoppage due to strikes, and the other was a submission victory. So it shows that Gary does have talents on both his feet and on the ground. One thing I did notice about him, though, from having a boxing background, I was surprised at how Gary would drop his hands and hold them quite low from a boxing perspective as far as techniques go. Didn't see much kicks thrown by him, so he seems to utilize mostly on his punching. He likes to throw a big right hand, which in this case could prove a possibility of a problem for Caleb, which it is a good counter weapon against a southpaw fighter, but he throws them wildly. And Caleb, with his good foot movement, he's very able to get away from those. In sparring, a lot of the people that come inside, the tough guys, like to throw those big bombs. Caleb does a great job. Uses his feet, gets out of the movement, fades them, slips those punches, and they don't come close. So utilizing his speed that he does have and his stand-up techniques that we've been working on, he's got a lot of good weapons against Gary in this case. Those weapons, of course, as I just said, is his movement. He does pose the southpaw advantage. I do not believe Gary's ever faced a southpaw in a mixed martial arts event. So with that said, Caleb's going to utilize those kicks. Caleb's head kick is a vicious one. I've taken a few of those myself in sparring. Cracked me in the throat one time, and I could barely breathe for about 30 seconds. And those southpaws, as Krokop always says, like they send you to the cemetery, man. And you don't know where they come from. You don't know when they're going to hit you, where they're going to come from, because of the angles that can be created there by those southpaws. And if it's effective, that's going to be one of Caleb's biggest weapons, is that head kick from out of nowhere. And if the fight goes to the ground, I've noticed Gary's clinching. It's a little bit sloppy in my opinion. He's not too strong, so Caleb can utilize some dirty boxing techniques. But in this case, I'd like to see Caleb get out of the clinch and utilize his stand-up and utilize his movement, what he's good at. And from there, in the event of one of those head kicks get landed, the question Gary's going to be asking is what just happened. All right, everybody. So let's give Caleb all the big props in the world for getting in the cage here again. He's a great fighter. He's a good person, and he's a great father. And one thing else here is this is a great opportunity for Caleb to move into XCW's rankings very well, being that Gary is 2-0 with them. And if Caleb gets this win tomorrow night, it will put him into a top 5 in the XCW, which would allow him to have a #1 contender fight for his next bout, putting him into contention for the XCW welterweight title, which would be a stepping stone for him to move into the Maximum Fighting Championship in Alberta, or possibly the CFC, the Canadian Fighting Championship, out in Quebec. So let's see what's going to happen with this event. We'll see all you fight fans at the weigh-ins later on tonight. I'm going to go check on Caleb. He had 5 pounds to drop here in a few hours, so we'll see where he's at, and we'll show you the scale, play-by-play for the VIP access on the video blog for Cranked Mixed Martial Arts, everybody. This here was your coach's perspective, chilling out, nice dim lights, give you a good mood set. Anyway, everybody, we'll talk to you all soon.